Hello, and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Real glad that you could join us again. Going to be speaking with Mr. Todd Norwood tonight. He's Director of Clinical Services at Physera. It's a telehealth company offering consumer virtual physical therapy with licensed physical therapists from the comfort and safety of your own home. Welcome to the program, Mr. Todd Norwood, and thank you so much for taking the time this evening.
Neil, thanks for having me on. I'm glad to be here.
Telehealth, we've been hearing quite a bit about telehealth in recent years, and now would seem a very appropriate time to take advantage of some of the benefits. I understand that your company, Physera, is a company that specializes in telehealth. Let's give us a little bit of background about yourself, and then let's talk about your company.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a trained physical therapist, did my undergraduate at Stanford University and PhD degree at the University of Southern California. I then went on to earn specializations in orthopedic physical therapy and sports physical therapy. I had a chance encounter actually with one of the co-founders of Physera when he was in the clinic seeing me as a patient, and we started down this road of telehealth as we were going through our treatments. And so here we are today, about 5 years later, and we have a nationwide network of physical therapists that provide telehealth physical therapy to patients. And for us, we weren't planning for the state of the world that we're in today. We are more planning to try to provide convenient access to physical therapy for patients all across the country. One of the things, being a physical therapist, you often see patients 2 times a week, maybe for 45 minutes, maybe for an hour. They have to drive, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, maybe longer to come in and see you, depending on where you are. And one of the things we felt was if we can get folks access to care and make it easier for them, they may be more likely to seek that care and hopefully get better outcomes and be able to continue with the things in their day-to-day life that make them happy and productive.
Now, just to be clear, is your service a service that offers telehealth physical therapy in addition to physical therapy in-house and on hands, or are you exclusively a telehealth company?
Exclusively telehealth.
Right. So, Physera, how long you say has it been in existence?
So the concept started around 2016, and then we built out. We were very thoughtful about building out our process, both from a technological standpoint and from a clinical standpoint. We wanted to make sure that we were able to offer a very high level of service and a very high quality product. So we got into the market in 2018, providing services, and then we've been growing since.
Now, physical therapy, when I think of physical therapy, I'm wondering how can you do it via telehealth, virtual physical therapy? Are we talking virtual reality goggles? Are we talking video instruction? How exactly are we going about getting the benefits of physical therapy via telehealth?
That's a great question, Neil, and certainly one that I get a lot as a clinician. So there's a tremendous body of research actually around telehealth physical therapy. It's actually probably been around longer than a lot of us realize, but we start and we can actually do from a diagnostic standpoint and an evaluative standpoint. A lot of it's coming from the subjective history. About 80% of the information that we need to know as a professional is going to come from speaking with the patient, and then we're going to do a functional assessment and observe the patient move to help fill us in and get us to a final diagnosis so then we can move forward with the treatment plan. And this all happens over a video consultation with the patient. And then from an exercise and treatment standpoint, one of the things that you see in the research around physical therapy is oftentimes it's patient education and it's therapeutic exercise interventions that are going to be the most effective in terms of getting the patient back to health and getting them the outcome that they need. And so those are things that we feel very comfortable doing over a video with the patient, as well as we have an app that the patient can follow along with. So we have a host of 3-dimensional animations that the patient can follow and our therapist will prescribe, and the patient follows along just like they might a yoga video or another exercise video, and then have follow-up visits with their patient over time.
Now, are these patients, are they already, you mentioned an app, is this app something that needs to be installed on their computer as well, or are you using other social media platforms to connect? Is this your own proprietary platform?
So it's a proprietary platform, and for patients to access us, what they'll actually do is they'll go over to Physera.com. And right now, in this particular moment, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've actually launched a direct-to-consumer service. Primarily, we had contracts with health plans and other groups they work with directly, but now we have direct-to-consumer that you can find over at Physera.com. You would go on, you would enter your information, we get your name, your cell phone number, and then we actually send you a text message to download the app to your phone. And then from there, you're able to do your intake and pick an appointment with a therapist that's licensed in your state.
Now, in addition to the actual video therapy, does this app take a client through exercises and things when they're not connected with a particular therapist, say in between sessions?
Yeah, that's right. So the therapist will prescribe a plan of care for each patient, and that's going to include a customized exercise program that the app will be able to play for the patient and have 3D animations the patient can follow along with, as well as some of the other things that we ask folks to do as physical therapists. So it may be simple things like if you're a runner, we may want you to get some more supportive shoes. Or if you're, like many of us now, you're working from home, we might have some ergonomic tips for you that we give you guidance on how to set up your computer or your chair appropriately so that you're staying healthy while you're in a new work environment.
So I guess every setup is as unique as each patient. Can you program the app to offer reminders, certain things, if you're supposed to be stretching a certain amount of times a week or a month or something like that? Is that something too?
Yeah, absolutely. So the therapist will prescribe the plan, right, which is custom for the patient and dependent on their needs. And then we do have the ability to set reminders within the app. So one, from the therapist side, I may, if you're my patient, want you to exercise 5 days a week. And so I would set that up for you. You can also set up your own reminders in there. Say, you may be an evening exerciser, so you'd set up a reminder to do your exercise in the evening. I'm a morning person, so I'd set mine up to remind me in the morning when I got up to do my exercises.
Where can our listeners get some more information online about Physera and how to download the app and some of the other things that are offered?
So the easiest place is on our website, www.physera.com, and from there you'll be able to find direction to the different consumer or other information on our website. That's very easy, and then all your information will be there.
Right. Physera, telehealth, www.physera, Physera.com. Is that correct, Todd?
That's right.
Great. Mr. Todd Norwood, thank you so much for joining us here on Health Professional Radio this evening.
Thanks so much for having me, Neil.
You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Audio copies of this program are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, listen in, download at SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com.